It really just takes a choice. It takes a simple decision to say that, you know what? I'm going to make something happen. I'm going to make something shake. I'm not going to be the same person that I was last year. I'm not going to be the same person that I was 30 days ago. A choice is all it takes. Seriously. A choice, a decision. And you will be shocked by how many people just simply don't make that decision. Let's talk about it.
But you can live pretty well by yourself.
You know, I've never been a guy that had to learn the hard way. For the most part in life, I was always pretty good at watching people and watching the moves that they made that either made them successful or unsuccessful. And I do understand that that's not everybody's story. But I do think it takes very good observation to watch and to see what's going on in the world around us today. All it takes is really one decision. See, I never planned to be a nurse. And before we get into this is not some spiel about, oh, you just need to go be a nurse and blah, 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 blah. Nah, it's not that. But if you look on social media, a lot of it, I would even say 80% of it, is doom and gloom and not solution based. Like real talk, like not solution based. And y'all know me. I'm a solution based type of individual. I have bad days. I have horrible days sometimes. And I make the choice to put in the work and do something about it. Whether that be going to grief counseling, whether that be, exercising, whether that be looking for positive outlets that's going to let me exercise that bad thing or whatever is causing my bad day out in a positive manner. It still takes work. And what I've noticed is that a lot of people really try to avoid the work part of the game. So you got to understand nothing is going to be free. Not nothing. And because that is the case, we have to make the appropriate decisions to either A, be successful or not be successful. You're either going to starve or you're going to eat. You're either going to thrive or you're going to have a failure to thrive. Shout out to all my nurses and all my nursing students out there. But you understand what I'm saying? I've been a nurse for a while now. And it was honestly the best decision that I could have made. But that started with a choice. I had a choice. I could have chosen to stay where I was. And who knows where I would have ended up. Or I could have chosen, well, I did choose that path that took me down this path. Nursing, going to nursing school, led me to traveling, seeing the world, broaden my horizons. It led me to YouTube. It led me to creating and establishing real relationships with people that I don't take for granted. Me making a choice to do that has positively affected my life in numerous ways. But again, it all started with a choice. You see, when you choose to not do anything about your situation, you're going to remain stagnant, expecting to get different results, but you're doing the same thing over and over again. I mean, that's the textbook result of insanity. And maybe we do just have a lot of insane people running around. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I don't diagnose, but I can just observe. And I do feel like I'm very observant. And listen, the world is already full of doom and gloom. Nobody ever said that this was going to be easy. But for Lord's sake, I cannot get with the woe is me attitude when there's so many opportunities out here. I get a lot of emails from people who want to go to nursing school and people, who've always dreamt about being a nurse. And my thing is, what's really stopping you? What's stopping you from going to that nursing school? What's stopping you from sending an email and figuring out what you have to do to get ready to go? What's stopping you from going up to that college and figuring out what prereqs you have to take? What's stopping you from figuring out what you have to do to pass that entrance exam if your school requires one? What's stopping you? It's you. You haven't made the choice. And you can't blame anybody else but you. Oh, but I don't have a babysitter. There are people who have multiple kids that find a way. Oh, my mama's sick. I understand that. But there are people who come to school, they have sick relatives too. All this and all that. Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I care. I do. And I understand. And I'm sympathetic. Well, I think empathetic is the right word. I'm empathetic towards those situations. But you want to know who's not? The bills. And life. They're not. As unfortunate as that is, they're just not. So with that being said, we have to play with the cards that we're dealt. A few years ago, I met a guy who worked at a movie theater. The dude was a quadriplegic. He literally could only move his fingers. But he worked at the movie theater. He was a ticket taker. He had some little device that would take the ticket once you had it. Once you had it, you gave him the ticket, it ripped it, and then you took it back, your stub back. And I was just chit-chatting with him and everything like that. And he was like, yeah, I work 2 jobs. 2 jobs. Can't move his limbs. It's cats with all 4 limbs that can move, that are in very good shape, that will find every excuse to not put in an application. But that was a choice that you made that day. The whole world, literally, the whole world is hiring. I've never seen airlines put out reports and say, we need flight attendants, we need these people to work at the airline, to work at the airport. And you still got cats that want to make excuses. And you still got cats that simply don't want to go outside. Everybody thinks that they finna come up off being a content creator. Everybody thinks that they finna come up off being a streamer, or they OF finna take off, or whatever the case may be. Let me tell y'all something. That is literally 3% of the world. I'm not saying don't go for your dreams, but you gotta make the logical choices that's gonna get you somewhere in life. Because I tell you what, being a 40-year-old, 50-year-old with no plan and no money is not the business. I see it all the time. And I'm not even trying to be funny, but it's not the business. You have to make that choice. God woke a lot of y'all up this morning. And he wakes you up. And he blesses you with the gift of life every day, which ain't promised. And a lot of y'all just keep effing it off every single day. God keep blessing you and blessing you and blessing you and blessing you. with the gift of life to wake up. A lot of y'all have reasonable amounts of health and strength, and you F it off every day. Now, whether you believe in God or not, that's still a slap in the face to, if it's just you who you believe in. If you only believe in you, that's a slap in the face to yourself. You at least, at the very least, owe it to yourself to get up and try to make something of yourself. And there's a lot of y'all that just simply be like, nah, I'm straight. Especially you dudes. A lot of you dudes are obsessed with girls, but you're broke. You're obsessed with women, but you have nowhere to stay. You're obsessed with chasing women, but you have no income. You have no retirement plan. You have no idea what you finna do, and you keep playing with God's time. Listen, nobody's perfect. Nobody. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes every day, but even with my mistakes, I still don't take God's time and His mercy and His grace for granted. It is up to you to lock in. Ladies too. Some of y'all still hanging with them people that don't want nothing for y'all. When are y'all gonna see through that? Y'all be wanting better for yourself, but you can't let go of them toxic individuals that you grew up with. Let them go. Let them go. I done cut off a few people because we're not the same anymore. Not saying that I'm better than him, not saying that he's better than me, but we just ain't here. And I'm not finna hold on to something that does me no good. I'm grown now. I'm grown. We're not children anymore. We're not teenagers no more. I'm grown. I'm in a place to where I'm secure in my future. I'm in a place to where I want better things out of life. I'm in a place to where I don't want to experience having to live check to check. Being cool with getting welfare and all that kind of stuff. And I'm not saying that as a knock to anybody who gets welfare, but I'm not cool with that. So I'm going to make the decision, and I'm going to make the choice every single day to get up when I don't feel like it, to get up when I don't want to, and still put in the work. Because I owe that to God. God said, your job is to work. As a man, your job is to work. That's it. He told Adam to man the land. This ain't no free ride. It wasn't a free ride for him. It wasn't a free ride for Jesus. What makes you think it's going to be a free ride for you? What makes you think, what gives you the arrogance that you can just be 30-something years old, sitting on your mama couch, playing video games, not doing nothing with your life and your time? And then not only are you sitting on your mama's couch, because things happen, you may have to go back home at one point, but you're not even offering your mama nothing towards the bills. How you gonna be at home and that old and able to work, but don't want to pay your mama nothing for her bills? But see, some of y'all parents out there, y'all allow y'all children to get away with stuff like that. That's crazy. Children, they're not children, they're adults. You hinder them from their success. You got to get them up from under your titty at some point. These is grown men and women we talking about. And you hinder them so much by telling them unrealistic things that just don't happen. By telling them they can go out, F off 10 years of their life, and it's just gonna come right back like that. That's not real. And this is why these kids grow up to resent their parents, because they done told them some stuff that ain't real. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. But honestly, that's what goes on. And it happens a lot. I'm a work in progress. And I will be one until the day I die. I'm never going to be perfect. But that key word is progress. Progression. Always trying to get better. always trying to improve. And I don't got it all figured out. But what I'm not cool with is being a loser. I'm not cool with that. A lot of y'all be 25, 35, 40 and even haven't even thought about your purpose in life. What is your purpose, bro? What's your purpose, sis? What you want to do? To all my 20-year-olds, to all my 18-year-olds, to all my teenagers, maybe even kids is watching this. What do you want to do? You don't have your whole life to figure this out. You don't. You don't. You don't have your whole life to figure this game out. I talk to people every day that have regrets about playing games in their 20s and in their 30s. And now they 50 and they 60 and they stuck. Their bodies done got beat up. The wear and tear. This is not a game. This is real life. This ain't Fortnite. This ain't none of that. This is real life. So what is your purpose? My purpose, I believe, my purpose is to help as many people as I can. Through my platforms, through nursing, directly touching the patients and helping them, talking to y'all, seeing the world. I believe that's my purpose. It's to touch the people. So what's yours? Figure that out. Figure out what your purpose is and stop complaining, especially you men. I can't. It ain't nothing more irritating than a man that has a problem but won't do anything about it. It's nothing more irritating than that. I understand that depression is a real thing, but you gotta put in work. Because here's the thing, when people can come to the internet and complain about their depression, when people can constantly talk to other people and complain about their complain about their depression, you can put work in and go find a therapist and find appropriate means to handle that. So handle that. There are some people who suffer in silence. Now those are the ones that really need the help, because when you out here suffering in silence and you not begging for attention and you just suffering alone, that's real depression. And I'm not trying to disregard anybody's situation, I'm not. But that's real when you suffering in silence and nobody knows what you're going through. And then the ones that try to hide it, those are the ones that we really need to be checking in on. Seriously. Because there's a difference between being depressed versus having a bad day versus you just want some attention. You know, it's a difference. Because seeking help, that takes work. That takes actual work to seek help. It takes actual work. So, what are we gonna do? We're gonna grind. We're gonna do what we're supposed to do. I'm here for solutions, bro. I'm here for the solutions. I'm not here for the It's enough of that. It's enough of that. I'm here to get it. I'm here to win. I'm here to enjoy life. Life is to be enjoyed. It's to be enjoyed. I wasn't born rich. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. I wasn't born rich. So it was what it was. I came up the same way a lot of y'all did. I mean, granted, yes, I had my mother and father. 2 great dads. But still, I've seen things. I've been through things too. So, I mean, it's really up to you at the end of the day. I'm going to tell you now. You better start grinding. Because now is a better time than ever to get your paper. And if you a nurse, or if you anywhere up in the healthcare field, everybody's hiring. You better start going to get your paper while you still can. I'm just saying, you better lock in, bruh and sis. You better do it. You better go make that phone call and figure out what you got to do to get in that LPN program. You better go make that phone call and figure out what you got to do to get in that bridge program if that's what you want to do. Or if you want to become that NP or that CRNA, or whatever you want to do. But you got to make that choice. Because if you don't make that choice, nothing gets done. And if nothing gets done, you're just going to be at the same place that you was in 2024, in 2023, in 2022. I had to take my own advice. I said, okay, I don't want to be somebody in their mid-60s trying to figure it out, having to work. Not working because I enjoy it, but working because I have to. That's what I don't want to do. So I made a choice. Then I'm going to stop BSing and make it do what it do and turn it up to the next level. But I know everybody not going to do that. I'm not saying that you can't, you just won't. Because you're comfortable. And that's cool. That's cool, because I'm not saying your whole life has to be about chasing a bag. I'm not saying that. But when you can get on this mug and social media and tell the world that you broke and complain about it, you got too much time on your hands. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, my name is CJ, aka the High Value Nurse. Checking in once again, back with another video. Make sure you go to thehighvaluenurse.com. Get the ebook, The Ultimate LPN Mindset, on thehighvaluenurse.com. And until next time, if you don't do nothing else, get paid, young nurse. Get paid. Mahalo.